Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be looking at the open beta for Metal Gear Survive, but before I get into it, let me know in the comments if you're playing the beta and what you think of it. And while you're at it, why not subscribe to the channel? I'm going to be doing more review type stuff, so if that's your bag, then stuff me in it. That does sound odd, I will admit. Anyway, there's been a lot of negativity surrounding Metal Gear Survive ever since it was first announced. Of course, being in the wake of Hideo Kojima's unceremonious dumping from Konami, this was always going to be the case. This simply isn't the follow-up that fans wanted. Seeing as it felt incomplete, many were hoping that the remaining story elements of Metal Gear Solid 5, that elusive Chapter 3, would finally be integrated into the game. Instead, we're getting a zombie survival game. Okay, bit of an odd choice for a series that is based in tactical espionage and political thrillers, but what do I know? I don't even know my times tables, which as we all know is the thing you learn when you're... I can't even remember the age. That shows how much attention I was paying. But all of this aside, now that the beta is here, the million-dollar question is the game any good? The answer is, yeah, it is. Really good actually. Now I must admit, I wasn't sure at first. It all takes a bit of getting used to, and I would highly recommend reading through the various tutorials and getting a feel for the mechanics in the staging area. Don't just go running into it without preparing, which is exactly what I did, because I'm a dickhead. The core gameplay isn't that far removed from the Phantom Pain, so if you've sunk enough hours into that, you should, with a bit of practice, be able to get in there and smash it, as the kids say. Of course, being a survival game, there is a whole host of new mechanics such as crafting, defense placement, training and upgrading that change the dynamic of the gameplay completely. No longer is it about sneaking into military bases, getting caught up in a web of lies and political shenanigans before being stabbed in the back and facing off against a robot bigger than my last dump. Now it's simply making sure you have everything you need to survive the next onslaught. And honestly, the preparation is half the fun. I spent so much time crafting weapons, ammo, defense placements, upgrading my character, who has massive mutton chops by the way, and being blown away by how much there is to take in. There's even a makeshift kitchen where you can cook the various forms of sustenance that you come across. Yes, food and drink play a huge role here. Being a survival game, you need to keep your stamina up by drinking water and preparing meals for yourself. So if you've ever fantasised about Gordon Ramsay being stuck in life and death situations and fighting for survival, this is the game for you. And what's really cool is the various items you craft or find during a match will carry over into the next one. This is really smart considering if you were in a real situation like this, you wouldn't just cast aside everything you'd amassed after surviving one predicament. However, this is very much a double-edged sword because damaged items carry over too. So if you've been hacking your way to freedom with your machete and it is heavily damaged, you'll find yourself in all sorts of underpant wetting situations if you don't repair it before the next match. Once you're good to go, you jump into a lobby and are teamed up with 3 other happy campers and you'll find yourself back in the staging area with your new team where you'll probably end up shooting each other. A lot. So far I've only played the one match type, the easy one, because I'm about as much use as a eunuch at an orgy, but it revolves around finding this device that mines energy from wormholes. You have limited time to prepare and place defences around it before it starts doing its funky thing, and unfortunately that funky thing is very noticeable and will attract the, I guess we'll call them zombies, who will try to destroy it because they are utter burks. There are 3 waves to survive, and while it sounds simple, it is anything but. After each wave, the device releases some kind of shockwave that not only kills the remaining enemies, but also destroys your defense placements. As you repair the damage done between each wave, you will find yourself running low on resources, and by the 3rd round it becomes a very tense affair. Whereas before I was getting my Rick Grimes on and stabbing zombies in the head through the fence, by wave 3 I found myself underneath the same fence as it began to buckle under the weight of the attack. It's gripping stuff and relies heavily on teamwork. If you go into it gung-ho, then you're not going to get very far as it's easy to become overwhelmed. But if you play it smart, then you'll find all sorts of ways to overcome the horde. 2 of us found ourselves at a fence that was beginning to collapse. My comrade began stabbing through the fence in an effort to thin the numbers with minimal effect, instead of joining in where I would have just got in the way because that's what I'd do. I jumped the fence and lured them away, giving my teammate time to finish the job and get on with repairs. Teamwork really does make the dream work. And ultimately, the experience is hugely satisfying. You hold back the horde and depending on how well you did, are rewarded with a whole range of goodies that can be used for crafting. You kit yourself out once more and go again, being that much stronger and better equipped. It is a lot of fun, but is it worthy of the Metal Gear name? Well, the incorporated gameplay from the Phantom Pain is a perfect fit for this title, but I think the single player experience and how it fits into the timeline will answer that question in due time. However, it's not without its faults. I'm still getting used to the storage system and I think the UI could be a bit more streamlined, but it's nothing that I can't get used to and it doesn't lessen the enjoyment in any way. If you are a fan of the Metal Gear series or survival games in general, then this is definitely worth checking out. It may not prove to be your cup of tea, but I strongly recommend ignoring all the negativity surrounding it and trying it for yourself. I, for one, will definitely be playing it come launch. Anyways, that'll about do it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the beta and we can have a natter about it. But I'm going to leave it there for today, so thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, hit subscribe, that'll be lovely. Thank you very much. And I shall see you in the next one.